design tutorial using both Photoshop and Illustrator. It's an easy way to get photographs simplified and create powerful logos using pixel graphics to start with. So these are two images I got online. One is a color photograph of a lion, but you see I've chosen one specifically with a white background that's going to help me out, and you'll soon see why. Another one is a scary looking guy screaming. So the first thing I did is I opened these images. So I went to File, Open, and I opened them up, and they'll automatically open up in two different tabs. Then I'll start with the line. What I'm going to go to is I'm going to go to Image, Adjustment, and Threshold. And what that does, it changes my color graphic into a black and white image. So it gets rid of all color. And what I can do here is I can play around with the threshold levels and make it either very dark, so a lot of black, and or a lot of white, so I can see it more clearly. And I'm going to go to Image, Adjustment, and Threshold. And this graphic was already black and white, so what it does, it just means there's no grayscale, so I can just really look and see. I'm going to try to find a level that I think that's quite an interesting image, so I'm going to stick to that. I'm going to say OK. By the way, you guys only have to do it for one of the graphics. I'm just going to show you both of them because they're going to have a slightly different effect. So I'm going to start with this screaming guy tutorial, screaming guy image over here. So I'm going to take the selection tool over here, the third one from the top. We've used that before. I'm going to select this graphic over here, and I'm going to open up Illustrator right now. And within Illustrator, I'll just open up a new document, File, New. And once this opens up, I'm going to paste my pixel graphic into this page. Hopefully this will work once. Okay, here we are. So I can see it's a pixel graphic. If I zoom in, I can see individual pixels. So you can see that it's it's definitely a pixel graphic. It's not a vector graphic. So I'm going to zoom out. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to use my main selection tool, click on the graphic I just pasted in, and I'm going to go to Object, Image Trace down here, and Make and Expand. So again, Object, Image Trace, Make and Expand. I'm going to click on that, and what that does is it's saying it'll take a long time. That's fine. Say OK. What that's going to do now is going to trace my pixel graphic and make it a vector graphic. So once this completes, what I'll do is I'll zoom in, and you'll see that where we can see the individual pixels, if we now zoom into this graphic, you can see that it's smooth lines and it's a vector graphic. And if I use the direct selection tool and I select the outline, you can actually see the individual vector points that make up this graphic. So I'm going to zoom out. And one thing I'll do is when it traced the graphic, one thing it did do is that it actually also traced the white background. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to click outside on the gray area, then I'm going to click on the white area. I'm going to delete all the white in this graphic. So now I have no white here, but I have all these are pixel graphics. For the sake of showing you how the line would work, I'll do the same thing over here. So I'll just say File, New. Should create another document, and then now I'm going to go back to Photoshop, and I will copy the line graphic, and I'll just go through the same process again. Illustrator, and then paste the graphic. In this case, I want to make it a bit larger so I can see it properly. And I'm going to change this pixel graphic into vector graphic by going to Object. Object, Image Trace, and Make and Expand. Okay, and this time so I could just click on the white and get rid of it, but I noticed there's actually some more white spots in this whole graphic. So what I'm actually going to do is click on the white, and then I'm going to go to Select, Same Fill Color. And what that is going to do is select all the fill color, and I can just hit Delete, and that gets rid of all the white. So all I have is the black graphic over here. Anyway, let's continue on this on the man for now. So I'm going to click on this guy. I'm going to I guess resize him a little bit so he fits onto the white. A lot of contrast, but you can see that there's a lot of detail in this. It wouldn't make a good logo. It's just too much detail, too many pixels. So what we're going to do next is try to simplify this, and there's a very easy way. what we're going to do is we're going to open up the layers panel. So like Photoshop, Illustrator has a layers panel. I'm going to open it up, and then what I'm going to do is I'm first of all going to select this whole, so use my main selection tool, select the whole graphic. I'm going to put the opacity down over here at the top here at 50%, so it's going to be sort of slightly lighter, like this, gray. Then I'm going to lock this layer. I lock it by clicking on this empty box over here next to the eye. I'm going to lock that layer, and I'm going to create a new layer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that locked layer below here as a trace stencil, as it were. So I'm going to trace above it. And what I'm going to do for now, you can use a paintbrush tool. I'm going to use the pencil tool. I'm going to make sure that I have the outline color black, and I'm going to have the inside color cleared. But so it's just the black. So I'm going to clear the inside. And now what I'm going to do, the outline here, I'm going to use this as a trace, the image below it. So there I am, and let's see, I'm going to get the nose here. Okay, oh, that's right, that didn't, I have to click outside it first. Sorry, sometimes that happens. I'm going to go back to the pencil tool, then click the nose. And one thing, if you notice what I'm doing, I'm tracing around it, but I have to then complete, like the beautiful logo, but you can see that now it's a very simplified. I got a screaming man over here. I could definitely improve it, but from a complex graphic, this could actually be a logo. It looks good big, it looks good small, it's very simple, has few vector points. I definitely would like to improve what I'm doing here with the mouth, but what I can do then is just, show this again, get, click on the mouth, and let's see if I can do a better job here. That cheek looked kind of weird, so I'm going to just have this screaming mouth like this, and try that again, and let's give him sort of vampire-y type teeth, and let's try that out. Just put that, make that a fill color, get rid of the background. I think that already looks better. The teeth are kind of weird, but that's kind of a cool logo. And then I can, if I wanted to, I can add text to it as well. And we played around with typography. I pretend this is a t-shirt brand, and it's called Scream. Let me make it bigger, something like that. And then what I'm going to do is something I showed you in the previous tutorial, where I'm gonna go to type and create outlines, and what that does is it creates vector points. And now what I can do is I can actually click on these, and I can play around with them and see if I can kind of make the text blend into and then it becomes sort of a continuation of the logo. Anyway, I'm not going to spend time doing that, but this is kind of, let's see if we can follow this tutorial, see if you can get here. You might be able to do a better job than that lion logo that you might be able to use for either logo, t-shirt design, or anything like that. Okay, I'm going to shut off now. Hopefully you can follow this tutorial.